Dừng chân trên bến khi chiều nắng chưa phai, từ xa thấp thoáng muôn tà áo tung bay, nếp sống vui tươi nối chân nhau đến nơi này. Sài Gòn đẹp lắm, Sài Gòn ơi, Sài Gòn ơi, đường xe như nước trên đường vẫn qua màu, người già thăm bên câu chào nói xôn xao, phố xá thanh thang đón chân tôi đến chung vui. Sài Gòn đẹp lắm, Sài Gòn ơi, Sài Gòn ơi, la 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 la.
Jeff and Cerise Roth-Vinson arrived in Vietnam in late July to fulfill a long-time dream.
We've been married for almost 13 years, and we always knew that if we had children, we would want to adopt.
The Roth-Vinsons were volunteers together in the U.S. Peace Corps. They live in the U.S. state of Oregon, where Jeff is a high school science teacher, and Cerise works for an international educational exchange organization. The newest addition to their family is a little Vietnamese girl named Oriana.
She's 6 months, and just over 5 months when we first got her, so we've had almost a month together.
Jeff and Cerise are part of a growing wave of American parents adopting in Vietnam. Americans adopted 312 Vietnamese babies in the last 6 months of 2006. In the first half of 2007, that rose to 418. U.S. Embassy officials predict it will grow to 1,000 by year's end. Dr. Jane Aronson, an adoption counselor in New York City, says there are a number of reasons for the rising numbers.
The appeal for Vietnam at this point in time, and it's always been the same, is that the process is very pleasant. The process is, usually between 9 and 12 months, and the babies are well cared for in small baby homes, and it's a kind of lovely experience for people. The flexibility of the system to allow single-parent adoption is very nice as well.
Single parents used to look to China to adopt, but China has instituted new regulations that bar foreign single parents from adopting, as well as obese people and couples with more than 2 divorces between them.
Một tình yêu mến khi lời hát câu ca, để lòng thương nhớ bao ngày vắng nơi xa, sống mãi trong tôi bắc hôm nay sẽ không phai. Sài Gòn đẹp lắm, Sài Gòn ơi, Sài Gòn ơi.
Chinese babies still make up the largest number of children adopted by foreigners, but the numbers have been falling. In 2005, Americans adopted nearly 8,000 Chinese children. In 2006, that fell to 6,500, and the waiting time to get a child stands at 1.5 years. Other Asian countries, such as South Korea, have made foreign adoption more difficult as well. In Cambodia, foreign adoptions have ceased entirely because too many adoption brokers were found to be trafficking, paying parents for their babies. Vietnam, too, had problems with trafficking for adoption in the late 1990s. The director of Vietnam's Department of Intercountry Adoptions, Vu Duc Long, says in 2003 the country blocked all adoptions to the U.S. and several other countries while it reformed its procedures. Long says in the 1990s and early in this decade there were scores of cases of adoption brokering for profit, and dozens of officials were sent to prison. In 2005, the country introduced a new adoption system and signed a new agreement on adoptions with the United States. The U.S. has a complicated history regarding adoptions from Vietnam. In 1975, in the waning days of the Vietnam War, American philanthropies organized Operation Baby Lift, which flew thousands of children to the U.S. for adoption to escape what Americans perceived as the communist threat. Hundreds of those children died when one of the transport planes crashed on takeoff. Such historical echoes were not an issue for the Roth-Vinsons. Jeff says they chose Vietnam because it is a country they could feel a connection to.
It was very easy for us to choose Vietnam, a wonderful country with rich culture and history, and something that fits very well with us since her culture, her home culture, will be a part of our life too for her entire lifetime and our lifetimes too.
For Oriana Roth-Vinson, the historical issues did not seem very important either. Matt Steinglass for VOA News, Hanoi.
Dừng chân trên bến khi chiều nắng chưa phai. Sài Gòn ơi. La 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 la, la 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 la, tiếng cười cùng gió chan hòa niềm vui say sưa. La 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 la, la 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 la, ôi đời đẹp quá chan bao ý thơ. Một tình yêu mến khi lời hát câu ca, để làm thương nhớ bao ngày vắng nơi xa. Sống mãi trong tôi bỗng hôm nay sẽ không phải. Sài Gòn đẹp lắm, Sài Gòn ơi, Sài Gòn ơi. Xe như nước trên đường vẫn qua màu, người già thăm bến câu chào nói xôn xao. Phố xa thanh thang đón chân tôi đến chung vui. Sài Gòn đẹp lắm, Sài Gòn ơi, Sài Gòn ơi. La 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 la, la 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 la, tiếng cười cùng gió chan hòa niềm vui say sưa. La 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 la, la 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 la, ôi đời đẹp quá chan bao ý thơ. Một tình yêu mến ghi lời hát câu ca, để làm thương nhớ bao ngày vắng nơi xa. Sống mãi trong tôi bỗng hôm nay sẽ không phải. Sài Gòn đẹp lắm, Sài Gòn ơi, Sài Gòn ơi. Sài Gòn đẹp lắm, Sài Gòn ơi, Sài Gòn ơi. Sài Gòn đẹp lắm, Sài Gòn ơi, Sài Gòn ơi.